Hi guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to another video. Now the recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you all today is a very highly requested recipe of mine. It is Lamb Paya, which is lamb trotters, and I'm going to run through what you need and then we'll start cooking. So the ingredients you're going to need are half a cup of oil. I've got lamb trots here, which are I've got 8 pieces of these and they look like that, but the butcher slices them in half like that. It makes an incision, so you will have 16 pieces in total. I've got 4 medium onions, which I've roughly chopped, and I have 2 teaspoons of the following spices. I've got chili powder, salt, coriander powder and garam masala. I've got 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and I have 2 pieces each of frozen garlic and ginger here, and I have the following spices. I've got 2 small cinnamon sticks, and I've got half a teaspoon of black peppercorns and cloves, which roughly equate to about 10 to 12 pieces, and I've got 2 black cardamom pods, and I have 2 green chillies here, which I've sliced up for garnishing purposes, along with fresh coriander. So let's start cooking. Guys, totally forgot to mention, you also need 2 cups of boiled water, which I've measured out using my standard mug measurement. So guys, I'm using my pressure cooker today to cook my payas. Now, if you don't have a pressure cooker, it's not a problem. Just follow the recipe and add it into a normal pot, and just double the cooking time and also the quantity of the water that we're going to use. So let's start with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my paya inside like that, my trotters. Then I'm going to add the onions straight over, and all the spices apart from the garam masala. So straight in with the salt, the chili powder, the coriander powder and the turmeric powder, and then the 2 cups of boiled water go in like that, and we are just going to give it a stir. Just give that a good mix. So once we've given that a good mix, I'm going to pop the lid on, and I've turned my hob settings to a high, and I'm going to pop the pressure button on and allow that to cook now. Now I'm going to wait until it gets really nice and hot and the pressure inside rises, and that button there will be my indication to when I start timing. So once that flicks up on my pressure cooker, I will then allow it to sort of like cook for 30 minutes in the pressure cooker, and once 30 minutes are done, I will show you how it looks. Now, if you're using a normal pot to cook this in, bring the water and the mixture up to the boil, and then let it simmer on a medium heat for an hour. So you're doubling the time for cooking in a normal pot. The reason why I'm using a pressure cooker is because I'm actually wanting to reduce the cooking time. So let me show you how this looks in 30 minutes. Right guys, this has been cooking away for 30 minutes, and now I'm going to remove the lid to show you how it looks. So you can see that the onions have broken down completely, and this is how the paya are looking. So we're just going to check at this point to see whether they are cooked or they need a little longer in the pressure cooker, because again, it all depends on the size of the trotters. Now they're holding this shape pretty well. Let's just get one out. And the slightly smaller pieces you can see are nice and soft, but they are still holding the shape. And the bigger pieces here you can see are soft as well, but they're intact, and that's how this should be. And we are going to bun them as well slightly, so that will give them more cooking time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop cooking here now, and I'm going to go to the second part of the recipe, which I will show you what you need to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a clean pot, and I'm going to get that nice and hot, and then add the oil into that and just let that get nice and hot as well.
And
then I'm going to throw in the whole spices and just fry them for about 30 seconds. And then add the ginger in. And then the same with garlic. And we're just going to fry this for about 2 to 3 minutes just to get rid of the rawness. So once the ginger garlic is nicely browned and cooked, I'm going to very gently add my cooked pie straight into that. And I'm now going to bun this for about 10 to 15 minutes, adding small amounts of water into this to make sure everything is broken down properly. And I will show you how that looks once it's done. Right guys, this has been cooking away for 15 minutes. I've allowed all of the water that was in there to cook down completely, and I've been adding small amounts of water into this whilst cooking it. And you can tell that the sauce, the masala from the onions, has completely broken down, and some of the pie have come off from the bones, which is quite normal. You want them to be super soft. The smaller and thinner payas, the trotters, have actually fallen apart, but the bigger pieces have still got that fat around them, which is perfectly normal. So what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to transfer this back into my pressure cooker, and I'm going to cook this. So all I need to do is just bring that back here again and just transfer it back in, just like that. Make sure I get all of that lovely masala off, because you don't want to waste any of that. Perfect. And into this, I'm now going to add 3 cups of boiled water, and I'm just using my standard mug measurement, the one that I normally use in most of my videos. So straight in with that, like that, and give that a quick stir. So once we've given it a good stir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow that to come up to the heat and just come up to boiling point, and then I'm going to pop the lid on and allow that to cook away for 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll check at the 30-minute mark to see whether it's done, and also show you guys how it looks, and just check, and if it requires another 15 minutes then we will cook them further. So guys, it's been 30 minutes. This has been cooking away in the pressure cooker, and I've released its steam, and I'm going to show you how it looks. And that's how it looks currently. We're just going to check to see if the pie are cooked now, which most of them are. Let me just get a proper wooden spoon so I can lift them up quite easily. So the trots are cooked, but they just need to be super tender. If you can just sort of like have a look at that. I can put my knife through it, but it's still slightly tough. Again, some pieces have cooked down more quicker than others. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it for a further 30 minutes in the pressure cooker again, and hopefully by then it should be ready to plate up. So let me do this and we'll see you back in 30 minutes. Right guys, it's been 30 minutes. This has been cooking away on a low to medium heat setting in my pressure cooker, and I'm just going to remove the lid to show you guys how they look. So you can see now that masala, that shorba is really nice and thick. And that is the preferred consistency I like it at. I mean, if you want it slightly more thicker, then just go ahead and cook it for a further 15 to 20 minutes and it will give you the perfect consistency. And we're just going to check now to see if they've done. So just grab your piece of paya, and that is how it is, super soft, and my knife just goes literally through them. And that's how it should be once it's cooked. So let's finish the dish off now by adding the final ingredients, which is the garam masala, my sliced green chillies, and my fresh coriander. And then give that a stir. And make sure you mix all of that garam masala in. And there you have it guys, my Paya recipe, which is trotters, lamb trotters, is ready. So let me plate this up and show you guys exactly how it looks. Right guys, my Paya are ready now, and I'm going to tuck into this now and tell you guys exactly how it is. And if you don't believe me, the smell on this is phenomenal, and I can't wait any longer. I am serving mine up with some homemade naans. You can have this with roti if you want, or you know, whatever you want really, but I mean, paya is normally eaten with naan. So make sure I get that lovely shorba. Oh wow. That is beautiful. Oh my god, it's got so much flavour. It's a very unique dish. The flavours are unique. It's, you know, one of those, you love it or you hate it. And I'm not the one that loves it, but I don't hate it as well, if you know what I mean. And I only actually eat the shorba, not the payas. But yeah, I'm going to go in again because it's that good. Oh. And these homemade naans, yeah, there's nothing like homemade naan and paya salan. Oh, gee. Honest to God, there's so much flavour in there. It's honestly delicious. Do try the recipe out guys. I am sure you're going to love this. And just a word regarding the pressure cooker. If you don't have one, follow this recipe as it is, step by step, and just use a normal pot to cook in. Your cooking times will double, if not triple. All depends on the size of the trotters obviously, but yeah, you can make this easily without a pressure cooker. I just wanted to speed the recipe up a little bit because the days are shorter, and I really did want to sort of like get this out of the way, and that's the reason why I used my pressure cooker. But if you want to use a standard pot, then obviously go ahead and use that. There's nothing stopping you from making these in that as well. Make it, eat it, enjoy it, and I will catch you with another video very soon. Till then, take care and happy eating.